Hey guys, happy Friday. It's October 28th, I think, and we're live from the 405. Yep, good times. It's raining here in Los Angeles, which when it rains here in Los Angeles, let's just say the streets run red. But surprisingly, this Friday, there's not that much traffic. And it's sprinkling, so apparently that means everyone freaks out and doesn't know how to freaking drive. It's nutballs. But me and Pablo say hi. He's in a little bit more laid-back position because I actually have to put more air in him, and I haven't done that. You know, there's nothing like, pulling over and blowing air into the back of your blow-up doll on the side of the freeway. So he's just gonna be a little deflated today, so apologies. Actually have some interesting events that happened last week. If you remember, I mentioned that I may have bought Pablo for the pure reason of going in the carpool lane. Well, that finally caught up with me. So it was about, let's say, I've been doing the carpool lane for about 6 weeks. No problem, right? Not at all. Just cruising. On a day like today when it's raining, it's the perfect time because it's dark. Cops can't really see into your window, so you think. But I'm not going to chance it because I'm not running late, and who needs, no one needs another ticket. So let me tell you what happened. Okay. So the carpool lane's next to the 4 other lanes, and everyone's just kind of stopped. So it's not like if I'm in the carpool lane and I see a cop, it's not like I can just cruise over and get out of the carpool lane. I mean, you're in a just dead stop. So I see this, like I'm driving and I see this cop kind of like up a ways, and I see him like going over some lanes, and I'm thinking, oh, he's not going for me, he's probably going for someone else. He gets cruises over to the fast lane, and then I'm coming up and I'm like, oh crap, this sucks. And I play it cool, I kind of sit like this, I kind of look back, I do that arm thing I was telling you guys all about. I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, like, hey Pablo, or hey whoever else is in my car. And I can see, when you can see someone else's rear view, their side mirror, and you can see their face? I see him kind of like mean mugging in there. He's like, and he's kind of counting like, who the heck's in there? And then I think he sees Pablo, and he's like, oh great, she's got a fugitive in her car. So pulls on the lights, and I get fucking pulled over right on the 101 and the 405 meet, and I pull over, and I wish I would have been Facebook Living. It would have been perfect. And so I roll down my window, and this guy's stone face, like, ma'am. And what he said was, you're single in the carpool lane, or some type of lingo. And at first I was like, how do you know that I'm not single? Yeah, I almost said that. And I said, oh yeah, sir, I'm sorry, I'm running late to work. And I just kept it cool. And then he peeks in. Ma'am, may I ask you about why you have a doll in your back seat? First of all, don't call me ma'am. I don't like when people call me ma'am. All y'all, stop saying ma'am. And I said, oh, Pablo, well, I do this Friday podcast. I mean, I was honest with them. I do this Friday podcast, and he's part of the show. It's kind of funny. You should watch. Yeah, I was like, you should watch. I'm trying to get out of this ticket. So he's like, really? When do you do it? And I was like, oh, I do it parked at work, like in the parking garage where it's safe. And then I told him I don't do it at all to fool any CHP officer. I said that because I didn't want him to think that like I use it just to fool them, to make him look like an idiot. So I sweet talked him, right? And he looked at my doll, and he's like, I'm gonna go back to my, let me go run your plates or whatever, make sure I don't have a bunch of tickets. And when he comes back, boom, what does he give me? A freaking ticket. Ugh. If there's any cops out there, CHP officers watching, perhaps you'd like to take care of this. I'm not saying you should give me special treatment. I'm just asking. My mom always said, it doesn't hurt to ask, right? So he comes back and he gives it to me and he's like, well, it's not a moving violation. You won't have to do traffic school. You'll just have to either pay the ticket or contest it. And I was like, how do you contest that? You know what I mean? Like, anyways, I could contest, like, I wasn't driving that fast, officer. Let me see your radar gun. This was different. Because also, he asked, and I don't know why I said yes. He says, can I take a picture of your doll? Like, sure. I'm sure you're going to have a great lunch. Like, this is something that you should talk about while you're at lunch with all your other homies, talking about the people that you pull over. So he takes his phone and takes a picture of Pablo, and he's trying not to laugh the whole time. He's kind of like, got that little like smirk thing. And then meanwhile, did I mention that I said I was late to work? He says, so what do you talk about on your podcast? And we're having this full-on conversation on the side of the 405. So clearly I don't have the goods to get out of a ticket, and I wasn't gonna cry. I don't cry. But man, so you guys, now I'm just in the fast lane and no more carpool. Good thing I didn't name this thing called Carpool Podcast, because that would have sucked. So anyways, that's what happened. Me and Pablo, superstars with the CHP in Los Angeles. It's lovely, lovely. So let me give you up-to-date stuff on the wedding last weekend. I told you my favorite things about the morning after. So this wedding was gorgeous. It was in Santa Barbara at the Fest Parker. What a great location. Live band, good people, an ice luge where wonderful tequila came flowing down a cascade of ice into anyone with their mouths open. That was so much fun. And it was just good people. It was a great time to get out. But there was some crazies. And I will have to say, I may have been one of them. I may have lost my purse midway through the night, and then I didn't have my phone, which was good, because then there was no documentation of whatever happened allegedly. So, you know, the morning after, I'm talking about the other people. Yeah, well, I was that morning after. They had it at the front desk, found my purse. First thing that I do after a night like that, you go to your phone and you check your camera and you check your text to see who you called or what pictures you posted. I escaped that one. It wasn't a bad night though. I mean, like, it was good. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like X-rated. Just, you know, good thing. Just good thing I didn't have my phone. Let's just put it that way. So, I also was telling you guys I was looking for different costume ideas, Halloween costume ideas. So, I've narrowed it down. Actually, I mean, I haven't narrowed it down. I've chosen one. So it's, should I tell you guys? Oh, I always like to be a surprise, but then I won't see you guys till next Friday. Okay, so I narrowed it down to the original Harley Quinn. And if you're wondering what the original is because you don't read comic books and you think that the Suicide Squad Margot Robbie was the original, then you are mistaken. So I did a little spin though. It's, you know, the Jester costume, the black and red. Of course, she wears like, it's almost like a one-piece catsuit. And this is not a one-piece catsuit. This is booty shorts and a corset. So, whatever. It's gonna look amazing, and I'm sure I'll be posting tons of pictures on that. I got wigs, I got thigh highs, it's amazing. So then I also have this party on Halloween, so you can't wear the same costume, right? You gotta get another costume. That's what I told TJ. So that is where it's up for debate. I have a bomb-ass Cleopatra costume. Then I also have Lelu from Fifth Element with the white bandaged outfit. I love that. Like, it's such a cool outfit. Again, another wig. And then I was thinking maybe we'll do couples costume, but I don't know. I like couples costumes only if you go all out. Like, sometimes they're a little bit weak, which brings me to my next point. I feel bad for you men out there. There is no good costumes out there, like prepackaged. I'm sure you could make up something or whatever, but when I was looking for TJ, like, oh, let's see what you could be. So he could be a police guy, like Hercules. He could be, what else? Oh, like a werewolf. And, a pirate, one of those, like, Assassin's Creed guys. None of those are fun, like, at all. So for, costume companies out there, yes, pay attention to us women. We want really sexy outfits or whatever. We want fun outfits. But we also want the guys that we're going to go to the party with to look good. So, like, step up your game. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, so next thing was, I asked you guys what movies I should watch, and I didn't go watch any movies, but I wanted to tell you about my latest obsession. Have any of you guys watched Empire? Anyone? So Empire is a show that's on Fox, and of course I'm watching it on Apple TV, so I'm watching it on Hulu. And there's a reason why I started watching it, but I'm in season 2. I haven't gotten to season 3, so no spoiler alerts, even though I basically know what happens. But it's a fun show. It's like junk food. I get home super late, I eat dinner, and then I pop that sucker on, and I dig the music. The costuming is amazing, I think. The beginning of the second season, it was a little too 80s. Like, I get it, you're trying to be avant-garde, you're trying to be edgy, but sometimes, you can go too 80s. But the costuming was amazing. It was beautiful. Which, it's funny, speaking of costuming, last night, one of my friends from The Voice had a birthday party, and we all went out to the Roosevelt, and it was just so cool to see all those gals, and if you guys are watching, it was wonderful to see them. But you know what's interesting? So we're there at the spare room where you can go bowling, and this group of guys come in, right? And there's like 7 guys. Sorry. I love that this semi-truck thinks he's going to get, oh, yeah, no thank you. Sorry about that. There's this group of guys that come in, and I'm like, okay, none of them are that cute, but not important. Single, because there's no, they look single. They look young, maybe just 21 or 22. But, I know there's some single girls on the side that we had, and they're bowling right next to us. But there was something up with these guys. Not one of them, like, looked around, like they were in their own secular, like, little group. They must have been, like, frat guys that weren't allowed to look at women. And I don't think they were gay. Because I don't know. I don't think that they were gay, but they didn't look at any of the girls. They were also rude to one of the girls. It was the weirdest thing. So it was like a bad night. I thought I was going to have some good stories for you, like, little Cupid, me try to hook up one of those guys with someone over here. None of that happened. I'll have to use that for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of stories. Next Friday's going to be good to tune into. Okay, another thing I wanted to tell you guys. This is like so crazy. So my brother texts me and he says, hey, check Andy. So my brother's Andrew or Andy, and then his son's Andy, because apparently men like to name their kids after themselves, so then you can get confused. It's like, come up with a new name, okay? Come up with a new name. So anyways, he tells me to check out Andy's, little Andy's, Instagram, and to listen to the song that's in the link. So to give you a little background, my nephew, Andy, we just call him little Andy, or I still do, he's 15, so it's not that quite little. He plays the piano, he can sing, he's so musically talented. Like, this kid is a rock star, and I can't wait to share his music with you. I actually fell in love with this song that I heard of his, which is the one that my brother told me to listen to. And I was going to have it as my opening, but technical difficulties, we'll have it next week. So I turn on the song, and I'm thinking maybe it's going to be piano and like a melodic thing. I know he's been trying to do like like produce like beats and things like that. And it starts going into this like rap and like Eminem quick rap. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe he just made the beat and then just had a friend or someone else is rapping. Come to find out, it's him rapping. And it's really good. And I'll have to share the song on the link below. I'll do that when I'm not driving, of course, because I want to see what you guys think. And if anyone, you know, again, you put it out there in the world. If anyone wants to contact him, let me know. This kid's going to be huge. Like, this kid is always creating. I think he's also doing a music video this weekend. He's 15 years old. And it's like, I love that. I love when kids like are kids. They're creating and they're just doing good things. Like, that makes me so happy. I told him not to get in trouble either. And so he better not freaking smoke pot, get a girl pregnant, or any of that crap. Yeah, again, I'm that aunt. I tell the kids, I do real talk. I just told another of my nephew, a cousin of mine who's just in college. I won't give names. He's in college. And you know what I told him? I said, hey, you're going to play around with the girls? Double wrap that shit. Double wrap it. We don't need any like babies while you're in college. Yeah, that's real talk, real auntie talk. Yeah. So anyways, back to little Andy. His music's amazing. Mom, I don't know if you're watching this, but he does curse in this. But you know what? It's fine. He's 15. People curse, right? Right, Pablo? Right, Pablo? Okay. I was telling you guys that I like to tell me, like, you know, if there's any films or, oh, is that Rodolfo? Is that Ron in the back? No, it's Pablo. It is Ron. It's Pablo. Sorry, Rodolfo's asking. So I started to read a book from a colleague of mine said, hey, read this book called Ghetto Side. And I don't know if any of you guys have read this book before. I'm reading it, I'm doing the audiobook. It's so good. It's like, it's incredible. It follows this cop that basically works in Watts. He's a detective, and it follows this murder of this kid. I'm just getting into it. I'm only on chapter 7. There's 26 chapters, but what a good book. So if anyone out there likes, you know, real true stories or crime dramas, things about gangs, read Ghetto Side, because it's really, really good. I wrote notes down just so I wouldn't be rambling. Oh, I know what I was going to talk to you guys about. All right, let's get real here. Okay, you're at work all day long. Let's say you're at work and you see those people more than you would see your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You see these people more than the person that you sleep with. But you know what I don't agree with? I don't agree with these work wives or work husbands. Have you heard this term before? Someone said, like, oh, that's my work wifey. I was like, oh, I'd be pissed if I was your wife or your girlfriend. I'd be like, what work wifey? Like, I don't share. Like, me, I don't share at all. I'm not a jealous person, but I don't share. There's a difference. And I'm at work all day long, and there's people that you become friends with and you become whatever, but when people start blurring that line, and they'll even physically say, that's my work wife, and I see this happen at jobs where they get kind of cozy, and it's like, it's always dangerous, because at some other jobs I've seen the work wife, work husband, whatever you want to call it, they actually end up hooking up with that person because it's a very intimate relationship. So I don't know, it's just like, that came up the other day, and I was like, ew, like, who does that? Like, to me, that's like cheating mentality, right? Anyone, like, don't you agree? What's up, Kristen? Hi, guys. Hi. Sorry, I was like doing real talk, and now it's like, hi, Friday Coffee with Lauren. What's that? So yeah, I don't like these work wives, work husbands. I think it's bullshit is what it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Or do you guys have them? Like, do you have a work husband and work wife? does it, and it doesn't, even if, okay, let's say you have a work husband and he's gay, right? Of course you're not going to cheat on him, but still you're going to share all of your time with that guy, and then when you get home, I doubt you're going to share the same things with your man at home. Just saying, something to think about, which is like, I don't know, it's been on my mind. Adam, give me an example of a job that you see this happen. Oh, it's not even a job, it could be anything. Okay. Corporate job. You're in an office. You're at a desk. You're seeing people for 10 hours a day. You go to lunch together. You have to work on projects together. It's like that type of thing. I'm not saying you can't be like friendly and stuff, but when you physically say, yeah, I have a work wife or work husband, like that's just, that don't fly. That don't fly with Lauren here. And yes, I talk to myself in third person. So I'm still crawling. Like I probably went a mile in 20 minutes. Like this is, I'm not going to, but I may cruise over to that carpool lane. Again, Uber copter, anyone. If anyone's out there in LA, by the way, and looking for a home closer to work, anyone has something in the hills or in Toluca Lake, or I don't know, I don't really care for Westwood, but anyways, just DM me or message me on the back side. Adam, I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm in the fine city of the Angels, going 5 miles an hour. Hey, by the way, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I think this is fun. I get a kick out of it. Pablo loves it. I mean, that guy, like, seriously, when I hang up, the guy doesn't shut up. It's like, he's just like so thrilled with it. It's really sad. I can't believe I have a blow-up doll. Oh, you know what's embarrassing? Going into work, oh, why were you late? Or I hate when people say like, oh, nice of you to join us. You know what? Nice of you to shut your mouth, right? Like, I'm late. We don't need to, you know, like being late to me is like, it's embarrassing. I don't like to do it. So I don't need your comment of, nice of you to join us. You know what? Don't be a dick, right? So I love walking through and just saying, oh, I got pulled over. Oh, you got pulled over? What happened? Oh, nothing. Just got pulled over and got a ticket for being in the carpool lane with my blow-up doll. Yeah, that was the face that I got from everyone. And then I did get some questions like, do you have a sex doll? So I think now, I hope I'm not known as the chick with the sex doll. That's like funny and good, but I don't know. Little creeps, little creepy. Creep. All right, well, that's all I got, kids. That's all I got. Oh, you know what I could talk about? I probably won't see any films this weekend, but is there anyone that has any movies that I should watch? Maybe on Sunday when I'm trying to recover from my Saturday night? Movies. What else? Oh, I always do this. I was talking to someone the other day. Do you ever get on the phone and you're about to hang up, but then it ends up going 10 minutes longer? Yeah, we call that the Puerto Rican goodbye. Kristen, you know this. It's Puerto Rican goodbye. It's, hi guys, bye, oh, I love you. And then like, you walk out of the restaurant, like never hug at the table. You walk out of the restaurant while you're still talking. You get to the front door, right? Because you're not really sure where everyone parked. So you sit at the front door and then you say, oh yeah, and oh, how's your kids? Oh, and then you do the hugging again. Oh, I'll see you later. And you start walking to your car and you realize that you're parked next to the person. So you keep, oh, you're parked over there. Oh, we'll just walk over together. So then you walk over and you do your, oh, how's your husband? Oh, he's doing great. Well, let's go. Okay, well then I'll see you later. And then you finally get in your car. It's like a 3-hug night. Like it's just what happens. Kristen, the accountant. Oh, I talked about this last week. If you were watching, kidding. The accountant was amazing. I mean, I do have some things that I would have changed, but overall, go see it. Ben Affleck is great. Like, he didn't overdo his character. It's so good. It's a really good drama. I like him. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I don't care if Geely was that bad. Ben Affleck's a good actor. But there's this other film that he's directing. Does anyone know the name of it? It's called, what's it called? It's like a gangster movie. It's very like in the world of Lawless. I think it's like the Prohibition days. What is that, the 20s? It looks great, but again, I have no idea what the movie's about. The trailer's beautiful, but I mean, he's an incredible director, so I couldn't see how he could fail. You know what I mean? Like, oh, The Town was so good. You know who I love as an actor? Jon Hamm. Jon Hamm, I mean, first of all, I'm a diehard Mad Men fan because Mad Men is, to me, like sales. Like, Mad Men is power. Like, Mad Men, I would take things that, you know, Don Draper did and like apply it to my own life. It was like a textbook of sales. I just loved it. But I hope Jon Hamm, doesn't even know, like, I hope he's an awesome guy in person, because in my head, I'm thinking that maybe he's like his character in Bridesmaid, like just a dick. But I hope that's not true, because I don't know, I wish the best for him.'s just so good. Kristen, thoughts on new American Horror Story? I think they missed the mark this season. I'll tell you what about the American Horror Story. I don't watch it. What you may not know is I watch all films, but when things like horror or scary movies, I gotta watch during the day. Like, I gotta watch like at 10 a.m. with all the windows open, and I can't get into American Horror Story. I don't even like the ads. That clown or whatever that guy is, like, no thank you. Like, no, I'm okay, sir. See you, you know, I'll go watch The Voice or something. Like, I'm not gonna go watch American Horror Story, so I can't comment on it. But it looks cool, but not into it. One time, it was funny, speaking of horror movies, we were watching, I was at my aunt's house, and she loves scary movies, like loves them. And we were watching Strangers, or The Strangers. Is it The Strangers or Strangers? Whatever. I made sure we watched that at 11 a.m. But the worst thing was, she usually keeps her front door open, and it was closed. And of course, like in the middle of the movie, someone knocks at the door. It was the worst. I mean, it was awful. It scared the crap out of me. I was so scared. So again, I don't watch that stuff at night. I don't like people, like, I don't know. Scary movies, I have a very big imagination and I dream a lot, so I don't need some guy in my dreams trying to hack me. You know what? You ever have that dream where you're running but there's no power behind it, or you punch and there's no power behind your punch? Yeah, that sucks. Again, reason why I don't watch scary movies. I watch things like Little Mermaid, Kristen, and Beauty and the Beast. Come on, get your shit straight. But I want to see a good movie. I want good movies to come back into play, like where there's 4 movies that you have to see every weekend, right? And like good stuff, not like, I don't know. I don't really care for remakes. Ooh, you know what I want to see? Believe for This. There was a screening on Wednesday with Miles Teller there, and totally forgetting the other guys' names, but I missed it. However, I want to see Believe for This. Looks so good. Miles Teller, that guy's on fire. He's on fire. Except, I didn't really care. He did great, but what was the movie? War Dogs. Did anyone see that? Well, I read the book / audiobook, and it was a great story. And the actual guy, I forget how you pronounce his name, such an asshole. Like, so, like the characters in War Dogs were somewhat similar, but they also kind of merged a couple, because there was actually 3 guys. If you can read the War Dogs book, I think it's The Arms and the Dudes. So good. And so of course the book's better than the movie in this situation, but if you watch the movie, it gives you a little taste, and it's very Hollywood, but again, not, it really fell short for me because it seemed too Hollywood. Even though it's a true story, it just seemed like they did some things I didn't really care about. And then the last scene, anyhow, go see it, like Redbox it, like spend $1 on it. How about that? Spend $1. But that Miles Teller, man, he's swoon worthy. Does anyone know what happened though with his face? He's got a lot of like marks. Did he get in an accident back in the day? I'm not sure. I'll have to Google that. So for next week's, if you guys want, anything that you want me to rant on, message below or email me, Twitter me, Instagram me. You can Snapchat. I haven't really been on Snapchat lately. I like it, but you know what? Now it's like you can't. It's just a time sucker. It's like something you do when you're like in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like if you spent all your time going through all your Snapchats, I mean, you'd be such a loser. Oh, people. When I said loser, this didn't make me think of that. So apologies for all of you gamers out there. This is not what I mean. A friend of mine came over for dinner last week, a couple of them, and they were explaining Twitch to me. Do you guys know what Twitch is? So if I understand it right, it's a platform kind of like, let's say it's kind of like YouTube, where you all have a profile and there's videos, but it's live. Oh, it's hot in here. Sorry. It's live streaming. So one of the guys is like a gamer guy, which I still don't really understand that world because I suck at playing video games. Like I like Nintendo, Super Nintendo. What is there? There's like up, down, left, right, and there's 2 buttons on the left side. Perfect for me. I don't need, like you gotta swoop and double tap and like, I don't get that. I'm not good at that at all. I'm terrible at the NBA games or the football ones. And the driving ones, because I'm that one that turns, like when I'm turning on Mario Kart. So anyways, he's a gamer and he says, look, let me pull up Twitch. Pulls up Twitch on his phone, and this one profile, there was probably, let's see, 600,000 people watching live. And you know what they were watching? They were watching a guy play a video game. So there he is with his headset, right? And he's playing the video game. And then there's another way where you're watching the video game and like they talk to each other. So these gamers they all have a mic. They call it like, some people only play with other guys that have mics. I don't know. And they talk to each other and they'll be like, oh, there's a guy over here. It's like this whole other world in these like shooter games, like the Call of Duty or whatever else, those other first person shooter games. But it was just blowing my mind that there was that many people online watching this guy play a video game. Like, what is the value in that? Is he telling you amazing stories like I am this morning? No, he's playing a video game. I just don't get it. But Twitch, I forget who bought it, or that platform is just like making money hand over fist. It's just wild. So wild. So anyways, I don't think I'd watch someone playing a video game unless you were like high. Is there that many stoners out there, or is there gamers that don't smoke? Yes, I am doing a blanket statement, and I am saying it. Is there gamers that don't smoke weed? Anyone? That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. Possibly, but in fact, speaking of games, you know what I play? Ugh, I'm gonna totally out myself right now. You know those stupid ads for Game of War that shows up on your Facebook or when you play your Candy Crush? I may have downloaded it. Yeah, I may have spent a lot of money in in-app purchases as well. But my kingdom's doing wonderful. It's like you build a kingdom and you message each other, you have to get resources, you fight like other kingdoms. It's, again, very, like, I still don't really get it. Like, and there's no manual, like, this is how you play the game. Like, you kind of have to just get it as you go along. If If there's any other Game of War people out there, let me know, because maybe we could find each other and you can join my kingdom. See, this is like... Now, did you guys read that article where they were doing insider trading inside these chat rooms? Now, that was interesting. So maybe Twitch, maybe the guys that do the Twitch and have the mics, there's something more there. Maybe they are interesting. Maybe they are giving good information. Still haven't figured that out, but I think that's pretty cool where, and again, not cool, just like interesting that you can do a lot of illegal stuff in these in these private rooms on these games. Like, that's where we should be watching. And maybe the NSA is watching. I don't know. No one knows. I'm going now down the 405, people. We have moved. We are moving. All right, well, thank you for joining me again. See, that was the longest goodbye ever. I appreciate it. I think also I'm gonna get Pablo a woman. I did think about that, but I gotta find a woman like him. You know what I mean? Meaning, no, not like a Latin woman. I need to find one that like doesn't have her mouth open. You know what I mean? Like, I need like one that's just plain faced, like a Pablo. Because then maybe I could retry the carpool lane. You know, more heads might help. My brother did tell me about the whole baby car seat, and I can't do the baby car seat, because if I did get pulled over, such as the other day, what if he looks inside the car seat, or the, you know, like, and what am I gonna do? Like, oh, hi officer, oh, shh, like, don't wake the baby. I don't know about that. And then, I mean, that's a little far. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I try it? No, you know, I'm not going to, because here's the thing. If I get pulled over, it's another, what is it, $335? I mean, I already have to pay that now. Again, unless one of you guys can get me out of this thing. Yeah. I hate tickets. All right, kids. Kristen Bonner, wait, did we hug? I know, long goodbye. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on this podcast. Hope you guys had some fun. Let me know what you want to talk about next week. Should I do this bi-weekly? Should I just keep it to Friday? Maybe you fucking hate it. Maybe I should just jump off a cliff. Let me know. I'm always interested. And I love, like, I'm very opinionated, as you guys can tell. So, bye, y'all. Bye to all the work wives and the work husbands out there. Enjoy your Friday. Be safe tomorrow. Uber. Don't drink and drive. Don't Facebook Live and drive. It is very dangerous. But have a great weekend. Mwah!